Hello and welcome back to LJFC TV. We're today delighted to be joined by Jez Turner, who's actually our first interview with a coach. Jez coaches the U9 Panthers, which is the girls team. And just before we start chatting with Jez, here's some highlights from their game recently between themselves and the U9 Wildcats.
Coming from a long road and the money's gone. All the games where you played your part from the very start just to come this far. You should know I believe in you. Every race you run, you're my number one. Kick it up now and bring it on. This will be your day. 'Cause baby, you were born to win. Never give up, never give in. You were born to win. Your destiny is victory. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Baby, you were born to win. You set it up and you knock it down. You're all set now to rock this town. You don't really need to play it low. Just get up and go. This is all your show. You should know I believe in you. Every race you run, you're my number one. Kick it off now and bring it on. This will be your day. 'Cause baby, you were born to win. Never give up, never give in. You were born to win. Your destiny is victory. Yeah, 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 yeah. Baby, you were born to win.
Jez, thanks for joining us today. How are you finding the season so far?
It's been a good season so far. I started off, as you say, in September with the new team. The team has got my daughter in it, and that's basically how I got into it as well. It's been a steep learning curve, where I've just actually taken my FA course as well, which kind of was good to see it on the other side. And we've not won a game yet, but I think it's close to getting to that where we're kind of starting to improve each game after game. You can see a progression, and all the girls sort of like are getting stuck in every game. So that's all you can ask for, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
Do you have any personal highlights so far?
Personal highlights is actually progression, because I'm actually seeing teams that we were losing to quite heavily, and now we're still losing, but not as heavily. And also we're starting to show, the girls are actually showing what I've taught them, really. So in each game they're starting to do some of the transition and the defensive play, and really they actually find their position quite well on the pitch for under-9s as well. So they're doing really well.
Good. What's been the most difficult thing so far this season as a coach?
As a coach, trying to get the girls to listen has been quite difficult. That's a learning curve in itself, because they're all excited. They all, at the end of the day, they all want to play the game. So, for example, on a Monday night, it's all about the game at the end. So sometimes the training is quite tough, but again, that's all part of the learning process for me as well, and switching into how they want to learn as well.
You touched on briefly there your training on a Monday. Do you try and tailor that towards individual player skills, or do you have like a set routine or set curriculum that you're trying to do throughout the season?
Yeah, at the moment I'm trying to do it to. I've played more of a defensive role in the Monday night training, because obviously when you're losing, you want to try and get the defence going, how they've got to sort of like react to defending. So it's really not been on a player basis, but something that I'm working towards now as we're getting more structured, and certainly towards the end of the season, is highlighting sort of like the player's strength and homing in on perhaps that player needs to concentrate more on, I don't know, closing down a player, another needs to concentrate on attacking or things like that. So there are different aspects where you can see the strengths in different girls.
Yep. What do you think is the role of a coach?
I think the role of the coach is standing back and observing, really, and just highlighting what the girls need to home in on, being supportive to the girls. Part and parcel of what I'm trying to do is, I know it's probably a bit sad, but actually a spreadsheet where I'm looking at the different sort of four-corner approach and how you can look at the strengths, psychological side of things as well, because some girls might, if they're slightly smaller, not like playing with some of the bigger girls, they might sort of like, you know, be struggling that side. So there's all sorts of ways of looking at football, really. So it's everything.
Do you struggle trying to take the girls about on a game day?
On a game day?
Yeah.
Do you know what? Bizarrely enough, game day, they're a lot easier because they know they've got a match.
Yeah.
So on a game day, I have no issues with them. And in fairness, I've got a real good bunch of girls. They go out there and they play
Positive.
hard.
Yeah.
Every time I finish a game, I can't be more proud of them. They're really cracking girls. But Monday night training is toughy for me because it's literally it's tough at that age.
Yeah.
To understand that to get to that level of, you know, learning to pass or learning to control the ball, you need to keep doing it.
Yeah.
And that's what football's about. It's doing it and then you improve and then you move on to the next thing. So that's the toughie for me. Match day, not a problem. They get stuck in.
Good.
Brilliant. So in terms of the girls' football, obviously with your own daughter,
Yeah.
Eleanor, who played boys last season, you saw that you were a parent at that point last season when she was playing boys. Have you seen, from a sideline, any difference between the boys' football and the girls' football?
Yeah, I mean, I think the girls play harder. I've got to be honest with you. I mean, I've seen on some of the girls' faces when they're going after that ball, they've got, you know, that's what they want to do. I think it's fairly even. What has impressed me is how strong the girls are, and that's not saying, you know, the boys aren't, but it's just how strong, and they just keep going and they don't stop really. So I think, and technically as well, I think the girls are very technical in the way they play football. You know, I've got girls doing turns, like, you know, when they're running around, they're doing turns on the ball, even without me asking them to do it. So they're really coming on.
Good. You touched on the development of your players there. Do you have any aspirations for the rest of the season out with the development of the players? Any personal goals, any personal highlights for your own coaching?
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice to get close to the wins. I know it's not all about that, but it would be nice to get there just for the reaction of the girls because, you know...
They deserve it.
Yeah, they deserve it, really, because of how hard they play. But obviously, we always come off the pitch and we say, it's not about that, because it's not about that, it's about progression. So for me, it's just seeing each player progress in their own right. You know, we've got players that perhaps are a little bit timid, who I'm seeing come out of their own shell. And, you know, they came from someone who didn't want to have their pitch taken to, now they're in the middle of the group. I've had parents, you know, say, wow, it's changed them as a person. That, to me, is what it's all about, is just to see the progression. And I think football does that because it's a team sport.
Yep, absolutely.
And how would you describe your coaching style? So obviously, we've all got a very different way of doing it, and none are better than others, but how would you describe your coaching style? My
coaching style is probably... God, that's a hard one, that is. But I'm learning still. So my coaching style is patience, to be honest with you, and that is a task in itself sometimes. But patience, but also it's looking at different sections of the game. So I'm trying to home in, each time I come to a training session, I home in on a certain factor of the game. Like I say, it's training defence or transition, closing the players down. So it's strategic. I suppose would be one word is that, probably a bit too strategic, but that's how I like to play it. You know, I like to try and drive home on a certain area.
Good. Obviously, we've had a few questions about you and your team. Obviously, there's sometimes a bit of a general football chat, but favourite football team?
Oh, it's got to be blimey, Newcastle United.
Yeah, good lad. That's two of us then.
No pressure.
Yeah, that's two of us. And I guess just talking about football led me on to my question, was going to be England have won the World Cup how many times?
God, man, once.
Once too many.
What year?
Question.
What year?
1066.
1066. That'll do. Yeah, we got two of the digits right.
Exactly.
I'll give you that.
I'll go 1966 on that.
Yeah, very good. Good.
Sick.
Good.
There you go.
That's good.
Yeah, no more questions. That's been good.
Fantastic.
Is that all right?
Yeah, no, absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much for joining us today.
No worries.
Okay, brilliant. Well, we've been delighted to have Jez here. Hopefully you've learnt a few things that England won the World Cup in 1066.
That's the one.
If you enjoyed today and you want to see more coach interviews, player interviews, match highlights, and just general football chat, please hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more content.